You probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that I do get asked quite a lot for recommendations on a radio controlled trainer aeroplane, and there's no doubt in my mind that bigger flies better, but unfortunately bigger is more expensive. But if your budget can stretch, then I would highly recommend this 1.7 meter PA-18 Super Cub version 2 from FMS. You can buy this PA-18 from FMS in plug and play PNP or ready to fly RTF format. With a ready to fly format, you get everything you need in the box. The aeroplane obviously, but you also get the radio transmitter, the receiver pre-installed in the aeroplane, a flight battery and a charger for that battery. With PNP you do not get those things, you need to supply them yourself. Take the foam carton out of the cardboard box and this is what you'll get. You'll see that everything is packaged really carefully. There is no way that anything is going to be damaged in transit to your front door. Take all the components out of the box and you'll see that actually there aren't too many. So this is going to be really quick to put together. So first step is landing gear. This is pretty much pre-assembled. So you turn the fuselage over and drop this onto the bottom of the fuselage and then use the 4 plastic fittings to hold it in place with the supplied bolts. Then there is also 2 springs, and those need to be attached from those struts underneath into the center spring. The fuselage comes in 2 sections, front and back. Take the front section, insert the carbon rod, the larger of the 2 carbon rods, into that front section, and then take the wires from the rear section and feed those into the front section, feed them through to the front, and then slide the rear section onto that carbon rod. There are 2 bolts, one for above and below the fuselage to secure the rear section in place. Before attaching the wings to the fuselage, we need to attach the struts, and that is done with 2 bolts on each side, and then with the center support clicked into place into the plastic fittings under the wing. Use 2 bolts either side to secure the wing to the fuselage underneath, and then you've got the struts attaching to the fuselage underneath with a bolt on each side. Next we install the horizontal stabilizers with their elevators, but we insert this carbon tube through the fuselage first and then slide the horizontal stabilizers onto that and then secure those horizontal stabilizers in place with 4 bolts underneath. Then attach the elevator servo arm to the elevator horn using the provided push rod. Small scale detail you can add, there's a little radio antenna that you can push in place on top of the wing. I just use a little bit of Yoo-hoo pour to keep this in place. And then final assembly step is to attach the propeller and spinner. So attach the back plate first, then the propeller, then the prop nut. Tighten that up nicely but not too tight, and then the spinner itself with the bolt on the front. If you bought the plug and play version, the PNP version, then you're going to find all of these wires in the front cabin under the canopy that you're going to need to plug into your receiver. They're all labelled, so shouldn't take you too long. I use the Radio Master ER8, an excellent receiver for this and for future projects that you might have, and I pair that with a Radio Master TX16S Mark III radio. Okay, so that's assembly complete. Let's get flying. Throttling up, gentle taxi to start with, building speed, and you can see it just jumps in the air straight away, so you have to be ready for that. Now I could just fly around in circles as if I was learning to fly for the first time, but I don't think I'd be really showing you what this PA-18 can really do. So I'm just checking here that it is properly trimmed out. So what I mean is that hands off the sticks, that it will fly reasonably level at about half power. But straight away immediate confidence flying this. It's just so stable. And it doesn't fly too fast either. At half speed, half throttle, it's very, very gentle to fly. I set it up with 3 position rates and fly most of the time on the middle position. But if I really want to throw it around, I'll go for switch to the higher position rates. So knife edge, it will knife edge all day. Just roll over 90 degrees and then hold in full rudder, about 2/3 power, and it will just keep on flying on its side like that. So, you know, you might be buying something that you want to learn radio control model flying, but it's also going to allow you to learn aerobatics, basic aerobatics as well. 4-point roll, stall turn, all basic maneuvers that you'll enjoy learning. Loop, power off at the top, and then power on when getting back to the bottom. Inverted flight as well, having to hold in a little bit of down to keep it in the air, but this is only at half throttle. Really stable. It's almost more stable inverted than it is the right way up. Having to use rudder and aileron for the turns, so this is advanced. You won't be doing this within your first few flights with this model if you're new to flying RC. This does need a lot of muscle memory, if you like. You really do need to know what you're doing almost subconsciously when you're flying inverted. You wouldn't want to pull up because you would be straight into the ground. One wheel touch and go. These big wheels and that sprung undercarriage really do absorb any rough landings. You don't have to fly these textbook maneuvers, just experiment. As long as you're high enough to recover from any mistakes you make. 3 mistakes high is my as Alan used to tell me. Alan taught me many years ago at our local model flying club, but wise words, you need to be several mistakes high if you are learning to fly a radio control model aeroplane. Now testing here, one of the great features of this, the flaps. So this is half flap, about 45 degrees flap. And you see how much slower it flies into a little bit of wind that we've got on this particular evening. Absolutely crawls by. It will stall, it will still stall, it will drop a wing. You really don't want that to happen, so be wary of that. You should kind of visually see if it gets all mushy. Then you can try full flap as well, and that will add so much drag it will literally stop in the air. You look. And I'm balancing with the elevator as well and a little bit of power, but I'm barely moving forwards. And you do have to be very careful that it doesn't stall when you're using full flap. You do have to use a bit more power because of that drag. You still do have to maintain that minimum airspeed. But still a really, really fun thing to try and to find out where the limits are. And coming into land. Half flap again. And look at this. Holding up the nose with the elevator and down. Bouncing on those big wheels, but that's what they're there for. So thanks for watching. I'm reversing here. Another great feature of vertical ESC. Thanks for watching. Links in the video description and the pinned comment. Hope to see you again on Essential RC. Bye and take care.